Hello everybody, how are you doing? Welcome back to Man City Unplugged, your very own Man City fan channel. It's Brentford versus City. I mean, what a week of Premier League action it's been. Yesterday, Chelsea, Liverpool. It was end to end, literally. Of course, Arsenal playing the boring stuff always. I'll not talk about it. Crystal Palace Everton was just superb. Mateta missing. I had Mateta in my fantasy league, and he just missed chance after chance after chance. He should have had a hat trick, at least a brace, if not a hat trick today. He should have scored two goals, easy goals, and Palace ruled those missed chances, and it was 2-1. Jack Grealish on the score sheet again. So good for me that Munoz was there in my fantasy team and he scored a goal. And I got two defensive contribution points, DEFCON points from him. So it's interesting. And it's Brentford versus City. It's interesting that he started Savinho today. That's something which I really thought he'll start Doku and Savinho on the other side. I think he's decided Pep Guardiola. I mean, it's interesting because this season he is not starting Savinho on the right hand side. It's almost always either Savinho or Doku. It's never both Savinho and Doku. So that is something which is very which is very interesting, to be honest. I mean, City squad. That's the only surprise for me. It's also surprising because he's going with two left footers. Probably, I think because in all the other matches, okay, due to Savinho's inability due to injury or whatever, but he's gone. He's generally gone even in past years. Pep Guardiola, one right footer and another left footer. So it's interesting that right now he's going with both left footers. Probably he'll Oscar Bob is the one on the right, cut in Savinho with the crosses. I mean the clubs, the insiders in the club, the Athletic report that and all of that. That's the club rates Savinho's crossing very highly. It seems he's got 8 different crosses. I've not seen even one of them. Every one of them I've seen they land into the stands. So it's very interesting with respect to Savinho, but that we are almost about to start. It's a 4-5-1 essentially. It's a 4-3-3 to be honest, yeah. They set up in a 4-5-1, but it's a 4-3-3. 4-4-2 in fact when City are out of possession. Both Savinho and Erling Haaland pressing. Lasco Guardiola with the header, and the game might be end to end, to be honest. The game might be end to end, so it's going to be very interesting uh, on how the game pans out. I mean, Ruben Diaz is the club captain, but I was watching Mark Gay today for Crystal Palace, and you somehow feel that I think it's time that maybe you move towards defense of Mark Gay and Yasko Guardiola. But on the other hand, you can argue Jumaba is he far off from? I mean, experience-wise he is, but in general, you have Victor Ruiz looked very good yesterday. Is at the center of defense of a struggling team in La Liga, Girona. So that will actually help him understand a lot of situations. That's and Girona won 2-1 yesterday. Would have done a world of confidence with victories. Nico Riley, 7 years maintaining the width. Nico Riley is cutting inside the gaps, which is interesting. Gautam is here. Hey Gautam, how you doing? Gautam just say the citizens. What a weekend, Gautam. I mean, Liverpool losing. The Chelsea match was literally end to end, and then Palace losing, and the same Palace beat Liverpool the week before. Everton beating Palace. Palace missing a lot of goals. Mateta, an idiot in my fantasy team. Literally, I have in my fantasy team, and he's just missing goal after goal. He has 18 points from 7 matches. Bloody Ole Watkins. People complain Villa don't score goals. There's more points than him. I don't know what to do. Gadam, just what a week. Exactly, what a week. What a week this has been, Gadam. The PL, except the boring Arsenal. It's been a superb week. It's interesting. I mean, what do you feel, Gautam, about Savinho and Bob, both left footers starting in him? I won't say it's a resting Doku and all because it's the international break. He's anyway going to get rest. It's interesting. He's decided to go with two left footers. Gautam says in our game we should have won against Monaco. Yes, Gautam. Yes, yes. I mean, the more I look back, I mean, the chances were there. We missed so many chances. We absolutely missed so many chances in that Monaco game. Literally, we should have put the game to bed. Haaland scored two world class goals, but I mean, for me that was not a penalty. You know, they looked at the VAR twice. I think the referee went to the screen twice. I mean, Nico Gonzalez gets the ball, lifts the foot, and then Eric Dyer puts his head on the foot. But the argument the referees are doing is, the VAR put out a statement. I think that if you lift a leg that high in the penalty box, then it's deemed to be given a foul. I don't know. But honestly, I think the instant reaction is to blame Nico Gonzalez for that. But Nico Gonzalez, up to that point, was excellent in that game. To be honest, that one moment. But we should have finished the game. Well, Frankfurt hit Monaco for 5 goals, and we have the best striker in the world here, who's just gobbling up goals. The 2 goals Haaland scored were world class. Literally, his headings improved a lot this season, and we couldn't finish Monaco off. Gautam says great to see the mentality of Haaland. Exactly. I mean, he's gone on to receive his man of the match award, and it almost seemed he would hit the presenter with that award. To be honest, it was. I mean, he was like straight on. This is unacceptable. This is absolutely unacceptable. But then Gautam, why did we lose that game? We lost that game because of Pep Guardiola. The right hand side was absolute shit. No, how much boring it was on the right hand side. Bernardo Silva, get the ball back, get the ball back. This is not back pass ball Bernardo. This is football. I mean, who will tell him that? Get the ball back. It was so boring. I mean, the right hand side of Stones, Bernardo Silva. Even if you had Matthews Nunes, I don't think Monaco's first goal happens. Stone slow there, Bernardo Silva not giving a pass forward. It's almost like you had one hand tied at the back and you played that game. Our right hand side was non existent. We are playing that game with 8 men, 9 men to be honest. That was just absolute shite from Bernardo Silva. I'm like, this is last season when he was just playing Bernardo on the right wing and just shit after shit. For me, that Monaco, it feels like a loss, not even a draw. But I think Tejani Reinders should shoot there. What is Tejani Reinders doing there? Is this a dribbling competition going on? I have you in my fantasy team as well, Tejani. Please shoot. I think he should lift it much before there. Tejani Reinders is getting into them positions. That is not shooting. Gautam says, well, the build has reportedly claimed City are eyeing for Olise after Bernardo leaves. I mean, Olise is everywhere, Gautam. I think we discussed last week that on the stream that Liverpool want to replace Salah with Olise. And we were like, if Olise joins Liverpool in place of Salah, Olise, Isak, forget it. Yesterday, by the way, Salah was absolutely bad. They lost the game because of Salah. He does not have it anymore in him, I think, in terms of physical energy to press. I think Liverpool will go for Olise. I think we should go all out for Olise. Enough. They got words, now we'll get Olise. And also, Vincent Kompany is there. Asian Kompany for a reason. We have Vincent Kompany in there. Bayern. Bayern, Pep Guardiola has good relations over there. Pep was head coach there. I think it will be fantastic if we get Olise. Fantastic if we get Olise. But my only doubt, Gautam, is we have extended Savinho's contract till 2031. How many left footers will we have in the team? That is my only concern. Savinho, Oscar Bob, Phil Foden is playing middle, but once Cherky returns, expect him to play on the right. I mean, City have been the better team here, but Reinders should have scored there earlier on when he was just dribbling like it's a dribbling competition. But that's my concern with us going for Olise. You literally have so many left footers except Doku. I think all of our wingers are left footers. If you count Marmoush as a winger, that's a different thing. I don't think Marmoush is a winger. So everyone is left footers. So my concern is, why would you be bringing in another left footer? That's my only this thing. Gautam says Savio will be sold in swap deal. This season will be very crucial for Savio, Gautam, because 80 million pounds bid from Tottenham rejected. I think you could straight away take that 80 million. Erling Haaland gets on the wrong side of the defender. Erling Haaland scores! Woo! Erling Haaland scores! Woo! Erling Haaland! Wow! This is a freak who has never been seen in the Premier League. Premier League has seen finishers like Robbie Fowler, Van Persie, but it has never Thierry Henry, but it has never seen a finisher like Erling Haaland. This guy is, the best finisher I've seen in the Premier League is, of course, on the highlights is Robbie Fowler, and I think Erling Haaland is he's a freak than Robbie Fowler as well. That is just something else. The ball was again fantastic. Who gave the ball? I think it's Josko Guardiola with the ball. Is it Josko Guardiola with the assist? Yes. Monaco first goal, Josko Guardiola assist. Now here first goal, Josko Guardiola assist. Wow, Josko Guardiola is just making it a habit of giving assist to Erling Haaland. Wow, just look at Erling Haaland in the fans. Wow, this guy loves it here. This guy absolutely loves it here. The fans love him. I think it was last week. It was against Arsenal when all of the fans, they took him and they hugged him and all of those things. And I think they gave him a gift as well, a shirt or something. Erling Haaland is just in love with the club, and we as fans are also in love with him. Gautam, there's what a curling supply and pass by Guardiola against Monaco as well. First goal, the same thing, right? Gautam, but the finishing by Haaland, I do not think. People say R9 Adriano. I just think Erling Haaland is above those people as well. Erling Haaland is above R9, and people could say maybe heading. I do accept, but other than that, I think pure finishing is pure finishing. He is just above everyone. I think in the Premier League, he's the best finisher Premier League has ever seen. I think people say Alan Shearer and all, but I've seen the highlights of Robbie Fowler, and his finishing is the best. And I think Erling Haaland tops that, to be honest. Gautam, this Haaland is giving me that treble 2023 vibes, and then the monster is yet to be unleashed. Gautam, that is what is the trouble for the Premier League, and the monster is Ryan Cherky. Just imagine Ryan Cherky and Haaland playing together. Phil Foden could probably play on the right and cutting, which he'll do, but Ryan Cherky. In that Monaco match, I was thinking Ryan Cherky is here, Haaland scores 5 goals. Ryan Sharkey is on the bench. Hope he gets 10, 15. I don't know why Donnarumma wants to play out from the back and Phil Foden bloody loses it. I want a clean sheet today. To all costs, we want a clean sheet today. Enough of this Erling Haaland scoring and us dropping points. Rodri. Savinho there. The ball's gone out. Gautam, this R9 is my favorite, so I'll not count Haaland above him. Personal bias. I've seen R9 play, but with R9, the problem with them, I've seen this in highlights, obviously. But the highlights of when he was at Real Madrid and all. But with R9, the problem is, I think you judge him there at almost, he's the best striker probably the world has ever seen. Judge him there, but the problem to judge him there is, I think in his peak years, before he reached his peak, he already had 4 or 5 knee surgeries, and still he could lift the power shot. He could hit the shot with so much power. Some people say that, imagine R9 played today with these medical advancements and all, and never had so many knee surgeries. What a beast he could have been. For me, the two best strikers, at least I've seen in highlights and all, is R9 and Adriano. Adriano is a sad story. After his first 2 seasons, I think he had a personal tragedy involving his father and all, and he was never the same player. So, I mean, Adriano and R9 were really there. But yeah, just because of the way he performed even after those surgeries for me, R9 is there. But just in the Premier League, for me, it was Robbie Fowler. His finishing is outstanding. People say Ronaldo and all, but I think there were better finishers in the Premier League than Ronaldo, than Cristiano Ronaldo. Be honest. I don't know what Donnarumma's doing there. Donnarumma needs to crave for that clean sheet. He's not had one in his last 2 games. That's a very good ball. I think it was from Foden, from Oscar Bob. In fact, Savinho, Tijani Reinders, Savinho again. What's your view about words, Gautam? Because it's very interesting. Because we were also going for him. Do you think Liverpool is a misfit for him, or do you think he would have performed well with us, or do you think we have avoided a potentially bad deal for 140 million? What's your view on words? Because 7 matches, 0 goals, 0 assists. This is something very interesting with Florian words. People have different views, but it's interesting to know your view. Then I'll tell what I feel about him. Gautam says, well, just a fun thought. JSK the same one. Hey JSK, how are you doing? Are you happy, JSK, with the goalkeeping situation? Now that Donnarumma is there and your not so favorite Edison has gone. Ah, that ball from Tejani. Ah, his dribble was superb. He's getting into them positions, Tejani Reinders. JSK says, can you tell me how did we fuck up the UCL game? I wasn't watching that game. There, JSK, there. That was the fuck up. You didn't watch the game. And the players relaxed that JSK is not watching the game. We can relax. They lost the concentration and that's why we lost. There you have it, JSK. There you have it, JSK. But honestly, we just we just didn't take our chances. I mean, I'll put it there. We didn't take our chances and we didn't create as much as we should have stretched Monaco. Foden, release Haaland. He's released Haaland. It's just gone a bit too wide. Haaland's that was good from Haaland. But Foden should have maybe released him that touch earlier. I would like to see Cherky playing that. But yes, okay, I'll sum it up. How did we lose against Monaco? I won't tell you anything about the game, but I'll tell you Bernardo Silva on the right wing and John Stones at right back. Bernardo Silva's back passes were 230 in that game. I think this sums it up why we lost that game. Back passes of Bernardo Silva were 230 in that game. Our right hand side was not existent, but Brentford looking dangerous every time they come forward. This is not a game in which you lose points. JSK says no, fuck Ronaldo. Gautam says words has to improve physicality. Is getting out muscled. I mean, you could argue Gautam about his not so physical nature, or maybe about him coming to a new league. But then I have seen players like David Silva. David Silva was, I think, the most fragile player in terms of just physical build. He was not having any physical build, but no one could even touch David Silva. Oh, it's a corner for City. Sorry, it's a corner for Brentford. I'm nowadays more afraid if it's a corner for City because Brentford will counter attack. But I mean, we need to defend this well. We need to bloody defend this well. I want a clean sheet today. I bloody want a clean sheet today. That's good defending from the front. They didn't allow the ball to Matthews Nunes. It's Oscar Bob. Give it to Donnarumma. Give it to Donnarumma. Nico Riley does well. Gautam the Silva was I mean, I'm not comparing. I'm not even comparing David Silva to words. Just that is just because David Silva was such a player that if there was any player that could walk into that midfield of Spain in that 2008 to 2011 era, or even that Barcelona midfield of Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, it was David Silva. Few people say that David Silva had the ability to play above Xavi. That's what David Silva was. I do not think any player in that era could have got into that Barcelona midfield of Xavi, Busquets, Iniesta, except David Silva. So that one statement, I think David Silva was generational. But then even if I talk about players like Juan Mata at Chelsea, he was very good and he was not even that physical. So I think that's a good run there from Matthews New. Phil Ford and Phil, you need to find someone. Reinders to Oscar Bob. Oscar Bob back to Reinders. Reinders should give it back to Oscar Bob, which he does. This is good link up play between Reinders and Bob. Foden needed to do better there. JSK says he joined a team that doesn't suit his style of play. Don't think he will thrive at Liverpool, even if he wouldn't join us. Should have joined Bayern. It seems JSK. It seems that he was sold on a player development project by Arne Slot. And that's why he joined Liverpool. And now people are telling it's a shit development project. I, and it's just that the balance of the team is just this thing. And what about Frimpong, guys? Because a lot of you wanted. And what about Frimpong? Because a lot of you wanted. What is happening there? Is it drinks break or something? I think it's Rodri again. I think it's Rodri again. This is not looking good. I think it's Rodri again. I think it's a hamstring again for Rodri. I think it's Rodri again. Uh, it's not looking good for Rodri. I know the immediate season after UCL is sorry after an ACL injury is not good. The initial season, I mean, it's not easy because Van Dijk struggled. It seemed he was the worst centre back in the league after the season after he suffered that ACL. Nico Gonzalez and bringing Rodri gradually into the game after 70 minutes. I don't know why he's starting with Rodri there. Maybe he thinks Nico Gonzalez isn't ready. I don't know. Gautam says, well, Jack won it for Everton, ending Palace streak. Nico Gonzalez is coming on. I mean, but I just think this could be valuable minutes for Nico Gonzalez, and I just think it will take time. I think this ACL injuries in the past, we have seen how players struggle in ACL injuries, so it's fine. So it's literally fine, I think. I mean, till the Champions League knockout stage arrives, if we can get Rodri fit and running, I mean, the one thing I don't understand is 70 minutes for Nico Gonzalez and then 20 minutes for Rodri. Why don't we do that? Good sportsmanship spirit from Brentford. Jack Grealish won it. Yeah, Jack Grealish won it, Gautam. Yeah. I haven't seen the goal, but one thing is Everton players next. I mean, after the international break in our next game week, and Grealish will not be available to face us because he can't play the parent club. Savinho, that's a City throw in. JSK says Bayern got a real deal. Diaz and Liverpool got a big L. I just didn't understand selling Luis Diaz. Yes, 70 million have come, but again, JSK, I actually think that's he sold Luis Diaz because every manager when he comes, he wishes to make a statement. He wishes to have yes, Slot won the Premier League, but he wishes to have his own signings. He won the Premier League slot, but what everyone is telling, he won the Premier League with Klopp's team. He did not won the Premier League with his own team because that's true. Every player that slots won it was developed by Klopp. If Klopp stayed for one more season, Klopp would have won it. That's not something which Slot has done. So I think this is the first real transfer window of Slot, and Slot wanted to have his own imprint on the team, and that's why it's words. That's why it's Frimpong. That's why it's Gakpo being favored on the left. That's why it's Isak. So I think last season for people telling Slot did miracles with Liverpool winning the title in his first season, well, that was Klopp's team. He's built it for 4 years. That was the culmination of a Klopp team. That was the end of a Klopp team who had been in the rebuild for 4 years. People, I mean, people on here are actually worried that that's a good block from Guardiola. But people on here are worried that last season City have had a bad season, and people are like, Pep's downfall. But since 2022, when Arsenal literally started competing with City in all those title races, how many titles have Liverpool won? Nothing. They rebuilt to 22, 23, 23, 24, 21, 23, 23, 24. COVID was the last title, right? For 3 years, and in the fourth year, they won the title. So, rebuild takes 4 years. I'm not telling City's rebuild will take that much time, but people have to realize that Arteta has been winning for since the Roman Empire collapsed. That's when he's building the team. So and I think people here on social media, most of our fans were like 1 year, man. JSK is why the first Pep playing exactly JSK exactly should start with Nico Gonzalez and then 20 minutes of Rodri in the end. Gautam says the last time when this happened, it ended our season. True, but then we didn't have a DM, right? Now we have Nico Gonzalez who's a DM. So that's the only difference. JSK's ACL ended Gavi's career. JSK, I think getting an ACL very early on in your career is different from getting an ACL towards the late end of your career. That is when you're closer to your 30s, 27, 28, 29. That is fine, I think. But like Gavi, who's got it so early on in his career, that's actually the result of fatigue and all of that, his minutes not being managed well and all. They're playing with Barcelona youth so much that their careers, I think it will be difficult for them to extend into the late 30s, to be honest. Sorry, late 20s. They'll catch up with so many injuries. Because Michael Owen is a prime example. Was the highest goal scorer at 17, won the Premier League Golden Boot, I think at 18 or 17. At 25, his career's over. Injuries. He suffered horrific knee injuries, ACL, and all. So that's why I think it's very, very important to manage the minutes of young players very, very well. They're pressing Ruben Diaz. They're pressing Ruben Diaz. Oscar Bob, can he get out? Can he get out of the pressure? That is very well done from Oscar Bob. Phil Foden. What was Phil Foden doing? He had to play in Sevinho there. Sevinho to Haaland was the ball. Or what is Phil Foden doing there? Sevinho to Haaland was the ball there. Savinho to Haaland was the ball there. I don't know what he was doing there. JSK says he wanted to leave. He was being underpaid 55,000 per week. Gautam says, I think we might target Wharton or Baleba next season. Pavlovic, it seems, Gautam. Pavlovic of Bayern Munich. It seems United and City both are interested, but Pep rates him very highly, and Pep, it seems, wants to have a personal call with him. Pavlovic, Nikola Pavlovic of Bayern Munich is the target. He's the number one target, it seems, for City. Brentford in the box. I want a clean sheet at all costs today. Nico Gonzalez almost put on the ball, but yeah, that was risky from Nico Gonzalez. Matthews Nunez. O'Reilly does well. Phil, do not slow the game down, Phil. Why is Phil Foden acting like Bernardo Silva? Slowing the bloody game down. There are moments when you have to slow the game down, but not there. When all his forward players are running and Brentford's defense is not set. We need to get the second goal before the break, guys. Otherwise, it will be Monaco repeat. Oscar Bob does really well. His dribbling is so underrated. It's just superb. Nico Riley. Well, right now he ain't getting his spot back. Nico Riley is playing like a world class left back. I think Nico Riley has been the best left back in the Premier League this season. Liverpool have Kirkes, Liverpool have Robertson is all like Liverpool have Kirkes, but Nico Riley is just playing like superb. He's the best left back. But look at Oscar Bob's dribbling ability there. That is just outstanding. Superb from Oscar Bob. What a player he is. Gautam says, anyways, the new right back links for January window has been making news. Now Atletico Madrid's right back Molina. I'll have to check him. I'll have to check him. JSK. Sorry, I'll have to check him out. Gautam. I haven't heard of Molina. The only link I've heard of is Denzel Dumfries. Then Denzel Dumfries is the only link, but I'm not sure about his defending ability. Denzel Dumfries. And what do you think, Gautam, about Jeremy Frimpong? What do you think about Jeremy Frimpong? Because a lot of us, even on this channel, a lot of us wanted Jeremy Frimpong this season. So, what do you think about how he's playing for Liverpool? Because Arne Slot literally pointed him out after the Palace game that he was responsible for Palace winning the game 2-1 when the entire team was just playing for a draw. Gary Neville yesterday was telling Frimpong is more of a right winger, is not a right back. So Donnarumma there with his reach. I mean, everyone is tall there, but Donnarumma just jumped the tallest. Just look at that. Matthews Nunes is quietly won us the Burnley game. He's quietly growing into that role. Don Matthews Nunes Beps made sure that he's taken the pressure off him. He didn't throw him. I mean, I think Arsenal was very good in that second half, but still. Ruben Diaz is the only concern for me. Ah! Phil Foden misses it. How many chances, Phil? How many chances will you miss? What a ball that is. What a ball that is. I think there's some Tejani Reinders. Great ball. What is Phil Foden doing there? He had the chance to bring it on to his left foot. He could have easily taken a touch, got it onto his left foot, and I don't know why is Phil Foden doing that shit. Kadam, this Frimpong is the real winger who is being forced to play as right back. I bet if we would have bought Frimpong, Pep would have played him on the right wing. Ain't Pep ain't playing him on the right back. There's no way. Gautam just Foden. So I mean, this chance, Gautam, this chance, he had the chance to take a touch. He had the bloody chance to take a touch, shift it on his left foot, and then set him up and shoot. Everyone was backing off, and now Brentford bloody hell, they have a long throw in. Please keep a clean sheet, guys. Please keep a clean sheet. We don't want to go into half time here like that Burnley match, tensed. Keep a clean sheet. Keep a clean sheet, guys. Please keep a clean sheet. The long throw in. Let's see how Donnarumma handles it. With Ederson, I'm not confident. It's offside, I think. Gautam, what I think is Liverpool don't need to buy a replacement for Salah. because they have got Frimpong. Oscar Bob, Matthews Nunes. I want to see Matthews Nunes right down the flank back to Donnarumma. Donna, kick it. He's now starting to play out of the back, but Phil Foden, Savinho. That's a foul on Savinho. I think, but anyway, the referee is not giving it, but he should have maybe released it a bit more earlier. I know why he's playing Savinho this game because he don't want to lose. He doesn't want to lose the ball. And Savinho's done well, to be honest. He has not had the penetrating runs of Doku, but has maintained possession well. He's maintained a balance to the defense and attack, to be honest. He's maintained the width well. It's a Brentford. Gautam says, oh yes, they indirectly replaced Salah. I mean, it's interesting how the people. Like I already said, it was Klopp's team that won the Premier League last season. Slot will get credit for it, but it's always Klopp who's won that league for me because that was a team in the image of Klopp, and Slot had this transfer window to himself, exclusive for 500 million they're spending. Words not performing. Kirkes not performing. Frimpong not even getting a chance in the team. Even Isaac's not doing justice. Maybe only Hugo Ekitike is the one who's the only one who's doing justice. To be honest, other than that, none of the players who slot has performed. Sorry, who slot has bought in is are not performing well because managers are judged on the. Nunez is doing very well. Interesting. Donnarumma is looking increasingly assured on the ball. Brentford on the attack here. They have to close him down. That's very well done. It's a Brentford throw. I mean, Brentford are attacking, but City need to get more than one goal. I don't trust this team as yet to close matches out 1-0. No. I don't know how you feel about this, Gautam, but the Premier League is not looking that strong. I mean, it's looking strong in the sense of Palace beating Liverpool, Everton beating Palace, Chelsea beating Liverpool, and all of those things. Everyone is beating everyone else. But for me, the Premier League, in the sense that especially the title race, the promoted teams are doing exceptionally well. I mean, but just in terms of the title race, I just think the title contenders are not as strong as the previous years. That anyone can run away with it. To be honest, that's a corner for City, well done, Savinho. Savio, in fact, because Liverpool, honestly, Liverpool should have as many points as Ruben Amorim's United are having right now. Their win against Burnley was a Burnley player decided to raise his hand. Ex-United Annabel Mabry, ex-United youth player against Bournemouth. They were lucky to get that win against Arsenal. It should have been a draw where they just nicked a winner at the end. Sabozla generational free kick. Sabozla hits that free kick 100 times, 99 times it doesn't go in. So I think Liverpool are in a false position in the league table. And Arsenal have their vulnerabilities. Clearly, we should have beaten Arsenal, to be honest. Last minute brain fade movement from Ruben Diaz and all. We should have beaten Arsenal. So none of the Chelsea, of course, are losing to Brentford, beating Liverpool. They're inconsistent. The centre backs always seem to be injured. Foden's crossing, but Savio, Nunez, Rejani Reinders. He should have maybe kept possession there. But Gautam says there's a system issue in Slot's gameplay. He's trying to accommodate players on brand value rather than players who would suit the game. Same type of players playing together, occupying same positions. Exactly, when words plays, it seems Salah is just tied up. I don't know why that is happening. When words plays, suddenly you can actually see that there's Liverpool's attacking outlet just goes off. I don't think you can play words, Salah, all of these people in the same team. I think only one of words or Salah can play, but Nico Riley. Ah, what a save! What a save! Was it Tejani Reinders? What a save from the Brentford keeper that was. Brentford keeper keeping them in it. Reinders, Foden, Matthews Nunez, Nunez to Nico O'Reilly. Yeah, exactly. That's true. Exactly, that's true, Gautam. And also, Gautam, it's an interesting thing about Dutch managers. Let's recall the Dutch managers who come to the Premier League. Frank de Boer sacked after 8 games in at Palace, I think it was. You had Eric Ten Hag. I mean, United was already on the basement. He's dug a cellar and buried them there. That's how bad Ten Hag was. And then you had Louis Van Gaal. He was under success in the Premier League. Either was it Van Bronckhorst? Did Van Bronckhorst manage in the Premier League? Did he manage Wolves? I don't know. Maybe yes, but a great ball. This is Matthews Nunes with the chance to cross. Ah, it was almost going into Savinho there. Little bit more. I mean, we seem so much more controlled and assured today. We need to get the second goal because Brentford long throws, anything can happen. I mean, so I count the Dutch managers in the Premier League. Who was the last successful Dutch manager in the Premier League? It's not that Slot can't be and all, but I don't know. Giovanni Brancost also, I think, I guess he's come to the Premier League and was sad. So, so that's something which I find very interesting. And when people say and when people actually say, well, Slot has won the Premier League in the first season, that's not his team. We can see how off. I mean, Ronald Koeman was a flop. Ronald Koeman's also Dutch, right? So Ronald Koeman was also a flop. So at least five Dutch managers we have counted and all were flops. So I don't know what will happen to Slot. And also there's some glaring similarities between all the Dutch managers. Ten Hag fucked it up in the transfer window. Everyone knows that he bought Onana, Anthony, and shit. Ronald Koeman. If you remember, I think it was for Everton. Ronald Koeman. He bought all six midfielders for 200 million. Gylfi Sigurdsson used to play a lot of midfielders he bought for 200 million. Has to give it to Savio. Has to give it to Savio. There's space for Savio there. Yes. Ah. Matthews Nunes again. Ryan does extremely well. Has to give it to Savio there. Is given it to Savio. City managing the ball extremely well there. City managing possession very well. But we need to get that second goal. Phil Foden's not been good today. So many chances. So Ronald Koeman bought all those midfielders and he eventually got sacked. Ten Hag did the same. Frank de Boer also, I think he got chances, did the same. Louis Van Gaal bought these Di Maria and all this shit, I think, yes, and he got sacked. I mean, you count the transfer windows of the last five Dutch managers in the Premier League, and all of those transfer windows were shit. Is it a Dutch manager problem or what it is? I don't know. And with Arne Slot, that might just be happening in this transfer window more than Liverpool fans realize. Galam says keep the pressure on. Exactly, keep the pressure on. I mean, we are getting close. Keep the pressure on. Oscar Bob, Donnarumma does well there. Not panicking and not hitting it long, but City is just, we are carrying the ball all over the Brentford pitch. Keep one more goal, Gautam, and they'll have to come out. They will have to come out and apply pressure on us, and Haaland will have many more chances. One more goal, and one more goal, one more goal. That's it. One more goal. Come on, guys. Nico Riley, we're controlling the tempo of the game well. I know we want them to come at us, but they will not. One more goal, and probably they might come at us. I would like to see Nico Gonzalez expand his range of passing even more. Ruben Diaz on the ball now, Erling Haaland dragging the centre backs out. Ruben Diaz, that's a City throw in. The pressure is on, the pressure is on, guys. The pressure is on. They're showing maybe a handball by Nathan Collins, but I don't know. It's probably not his hand, I don't know. That's a good pass. Matthews Nunez, the field is opened up now. So much space for Nunez to run into, has to find Savio. He doesn't, he goes to Oscar Bob, which is also a good option. Ah! Countinius says a quick update on the highlights so far, please. I missed the game until now. I mean, there's only one freak in the Premier League, Countinius, who is becoming freakier. Erling Haaland scores this goal. Great assist by Josko Guardiol. We are just maintaining possession very, very well. We are maintaining possession absolutely brilliantly there. We are having Brentford on the back foot. Phil Foden should have finished the match off. Phil Foden's had three very good chances and he should have scored in at least one of them. Foden is just keeping on missing chances. That's the only bad part till now. Phil Foden's just missing chance after chance after chance. 77% possession for City, and you'll understand what the highlights are. But Phil Foden, three chances, golden chances, should have finished one. Tejani Reinders dribbles through, and the ball just slips past him. But apart from that, nothing. Nothing so far. But Phil Foden, if there's any player in this entire game that you're disappointed by, it's Phil Foden. He has so many chances between the lines. He has to finish at least one of them. He's been crying out for a permanent place in the center of the midfield and is missing chances. And Brentford are dangerous with set pieces and all those things. Donnarumma does well to claim. I think that should be that in this half. 46-30. That should be that. Little disappointed that we don't extend our lead, but I don't think we'll create one more chance because 20 seconds, 15 seconds, that's it. I think the referee will blow the whistle, and that's half time. Erling Haaland as well. One goal. The freak. That's the best finisher in the Premier League for me ever, who have ever played the Premier League for me. Not world football, we were having a discussion for that. For me, the best finisher till now was Robbie Fowler. His finishes are exquisite. Alan Shearer might have scored more goals, Harry Kane more goals, but Robbie Fowler's finishing, if you see, was always exceptional. Up there, the best. And I think Erling Haaland, what a player he is. For me, he is the best finisher Premier League has ever seen. Look at that, the way he just handles off the centre halves and the way he finishes it, the way he goes into the fans, the way the fans hug him there. This is true City love for me. Wow. Counting says, let's look at it this way. Foden created so many chances, just being optimistic, but those are not the chances created for him by him. Counting, yeah, those are the chances created by your Oscar Bob, by your Tijani Reinders, and by your Sabinho. He just had to finish them. They did all the hard work, and this idiot doesn't finish them. What the hell? And is I think he's created one big chance for it's not even a big chance. He's created one chance for Erling Haaland. That's it. Phil Foden. This entire half. There was space in between the lines today. It wasn't as tough. The Burnley match was tough. They were compact. I do agree, but this was in Monaco was probably a bit more tougher. But this match, Brentford were loose. I think you will see the introduction of Ryan Cherky. You will see the introduction of Ryan Cherky in the second half. I mean, all of us felt after the Monaco game that you needed someone who could open up the lines, and it was Phil Foden. Sorry, and it was Ryan Cherky. Foden, yes, he did a bit against Napoli. I know he gave that gorgeous pass, but Foden's not playing those line breaking passes. He's not playing those, defense opening up passes. Just imagine we don't buy Cherky and we buy Words and Foden. My God, both are extremely similar kind of players. Different foot, I do understand right left foot, but both, I mean, it would have been so much similar if you would have bought both of them. Sorry, if you would have bought Words. Foden's not opening the lines up. That is my problem. Give the pass. It's fine if it doesn't find its target. At least attempt when there's a chance. This is not breaking the lines. You look at the goals Haaland scored. Arsenal match, Tejani Reinders runs with the ball and gives it. Now Josko Guardiola with the assist. In the Monaco match, Josko Guardiola with the assist. And then someone with the cross. Doku with the cross, I think. The only people who have been assisting are Jeremy Doku and Josko Guardiola and maybe Tejani Reinders once or twice. Phil Foden's not just up to the mark. We all love Phil. He's won us a Premier League title, but Foden's not up to the mark. Baya just says shit shooting by Foden. He, Tijani, and wingers need to chip in, else this could be the same as Brighton game, same as the Monaco game, same as the Spurs game. Bayaji, honestly, I cannot understand how we are not topping this Premier League table. How are we not topping this Premier League table? We almost won with Arsenal. Chalo, I'll accept the draw 1-1. Against Spurs, we had 6 chances. Bloody Leeds are almost, bloody Wolves are almost winning against Spurs. Bloody Leeds are almost winning against Spurs. How have we not scored a goal against Spurs? I'll not understand. Our XG was 4 that match. 3.54. I don't understand how don't beat Brighton. Well, Brighton are not able to beat a 10 man. Brighton are not able to beat Wolves. Brighton are not able to beat those relegation fodder teams. I don't know how we lost to Brighton. I don't know how we didn't manage to score against Spurs. Spurs are not good. I mean, even if you add 1 point from the Spurs game, 1 point from the 1 point from the Brighton game. You add 2 more points to the total, assuming we win this game. We are right at the top there. We are right at the bloody top. And honestly, we should have won that Arsenal game. Everyone knows the defense stands two. I mean, the defense stands 2 yards behind, and we win it. Arsenal are the table toppers, and we bloody played with them. We did not allow them to win a single shot. We should have beaten them. I don't understand, Bhayaji, how we are not topping this Premier League table. I don't know. Cardenas says, is Rodri done? All those restless minutes from the past seasons are catching up now. He's like glass now, but Cardinal, have you seen the comeback seasons of players with the ACL? Have you seen Van Dijk the season after his comeback from the ACL? He was the worst centre back in the Premier League. Generally the season the season after which they've suffered the ACL is generally shit. It's not glass or the minutes catching up. Generally, I think it's generally the season after which they've suffered ACL. All of these things happen. I've read an article where they say all those what they say, all those little niggles like your little knee injury, all of those they start to reappear a bit. They start to reappear a bit in the process of ACL recovery. So So it's common. This season, Rodri is not gonna be as much this thing. So this season, Rodri will play those 20-30 minutes here and there, at least till Jan, February. He'll take time. So it's not fair to say that it's like glass and all, because history has shown the season after the ACL season, you're generally not at your best. You're not at your best. Look at Urian Timber as well. He suffered ACL in his first season, and then after that, you've seen how he's been. Last season, Urian Timber was shit as well, and then this season, look how he's playing. So I just think this is it's a common thing. That's the only thing for me. But good thing is Kovacic is back, and also City are looking at Nikola Pavlovic. City are looking at Nikola Pavlovic from Bayern Munich. By the way, speaking about Bayern Munich, the Bundesliga is very, very interesting. People say that, I mean, not people saying Bayern have won 10 in a row, and if they win against Dortmund, I think this weekend is the match today. I don't know, next match or something. The win against Dortmund, the league is over. 11 wins in a row, and the league is gone. In October, the league is over. In October, the Bundesliga is over. Reinders again was traded the keeper anyway. Reinders has been getting into so many good positions. I just don't know how he's not scoring those. But October the league is over. That's what happens when that's what happens when you keep your FIFA status to amateur and buy the top wingers in the world. Olise Diaz and Harry Kane to play in that league. Wow. And also it's a non-contact injury, so clearly it's something from the recovery of ACL. There's been a thorough article about it as well on the Athletic, to be honest. City are looking at Pavlovic. JSK says, I've seen Zlatan. Guy looked like he came back from minor tramp, not ACL. JSK, Zlatan is a beast. Zlatan is something else. Just look at Phil Foden. What was that shoot? They're showing all of the shoots of Phil Foden. Easy chances, guys, for someone of Foden's quality. Oscar Bob's doing all the heavy lifting. By the way, Oscar Bob's had such an excellent game, and look at Phil Foden. They are finding Phil Foden in space. Both of our wingers, in their own way, have had a wonderful game. Oscar Bob, but Savinho has not been involved, but whenever he's been called and has been disciplined. I know why they're not playing Doku because of the counter attack situation, but Phil Foden missing those chances. They're showing Brentford set pieces. But Brentford are good at set pieces. That's my worry at 1-0. Especially in modern day football, in 1-0, where throws are being, weaponized. Like even from a long throw, it's like you can score a goal. Brentford did against Chelsea to make it 2-2. So just think it's interesting. Zlatan is a different beast, JSK. Zlatan is absolutely a different beast. Alan Shearer 260 goals is just looking like nothing for me. Honestly, looking at Erling Haaland's numbers, second half is coming up live, and I'm very very tensed. I honestly think that Brighton game was very interesting. I just had the time to reflect back on it. That Brighton game, yes, we played against Arsenal in a different way, United in a different way. This is a different way of playing. Wolves was different, but for me, Spurs was shit, whatever it was. But Brighton, for me, I think emphasized what Pep Guardiola wants with Pep line does. Because for the first 50-60 minutes against Brighton, we pressed like absolute hell. We just pressed like absolute hell. Hell was let loose in that press. It reminded me of Mane, Salah, Firmino pressing. They would go and hunt as if they didn't eat for 100 days. That's how they would hunt in packs. But after the 55, 60 minutes in the Brighton game, now you can ask why we lost. We just didn't have the fitness to carry that out anymore. I think that is the benchmark of how Pep Guardiola wants us to play, and I think that is where we will. That is how our playing style will be extremely high press. We ain't gonna just play long ball or something randomly, but it's gonna be extremely high press. I just think we ain't got the fitness for that. It's almost like in Pep's first season, you would notice for 50, 60 minutes you would play well, last 30 minutes you would drop off. First half you play well, last half you would drop off. Klopp's first season, same happened with Liverpool. So just think the season, like I told you, it's a rebuild, so momentum's building up. I mean, it's about building up the momentum, getting back to the fitness and all of those things. Fitness required to play this style, to be honest. High quick press, I think that is what you're looking for, honestly. Yeah, I just hope that we scored the second goal early on. That's it. Interestingly, Jules Koundé was a defender. The Athletic reports that Jules Koundé was a defender which Pep Guardiola really wanted, and we looked at him very closely. But Barcelona told no. Barcelona told is not for sale. Barcelona told is not for sale at any cost. Told us so. I mean, Jules Koundé at right back would have just been something else. I think I know Kushanov's there, but just imagine your right back options are Kushanov, Jules Koundé, and both of them can play centre back as well. So I mean, Jules Koundé for me defensively is right up there. His pace, his recovery pace is there, and you just can't. You actually just can't get past him so easily. My concern in this entire defense is Ruben Diaz, especially against teams with fast strikers. Bayaji says Nunez can't keep his concentration for full 90 minutes. Already gave the ball away twice. That's the thing, Bayaji. Matthews Nunez, he plays a. I mean, when he's on his game, which he is for at least in a 90 minutes game, he's on his game for 85, 86 minutes. And he looks world class, defensively assured, can cross, can get out of pressure, can score goals. He has everything, but he has the 3 4 minutes of he has the 3 4 minutes of concentration lapse. A young Kyle Walker was having this. Walker at Spurs under Pochettino, Walker in the first season with us as well, first 2 seasons with us as well. I think especially in the first season with us, first 2 seasons with us. So I think that, and I think that can be, that can be rectified because I think Matthews Nunes is such his pace is so underrated. I mean, like last season against PSG, he jumped into Usman Dembele. I think he just jumped into him, and we conceded that goal in one of the league games. United last season has done the same thing. Just he plays the entire game well, just that lapse. If we can recover that, I think Nunez can be an excellent right back. He has all the attributes: dribbling skill, ball carrying skill. He has very good pace. People underrate his pace. He has very, very good pace. So I think right now he ain't getting his spot back. Nico Ryle has just been superb. Are there any changes at halftime? Looks like there are, and Diaz coming up, Diaz, Gonzalez, Nunez, Savinho, Escobar, Grinders, Phil Foden. Kovacic could be very, very interesting this season, I think, because he has a unique attribute that none of the players have, which is he can dribble with the ball and he can break lines by dribbling. I don't think any player in this team, maybe Reinders, and that's it. Or maybe Sherky, but not on a consistent basis. I think from deep, Kovacic can break lines by running with the ball. I think Kovacic will be so important, and it's interesting how Pep redeploys him. I'm using the word redeploys him because last season he was playing at centre back, and that's not CDM, centre defensive position, and that's not his position anyway. Donnarumma, Donnarumma's long kicks are not bad. They're never random. Most of the time, they're always finding someone, but it's a goal kick. The ball's already gone out. The ball's already gone out. Brave from Donnarumma to leave his goal there, to be honest. Extremely brave from Donnarumma. Haaland should have been on there. I don't know why Erling Haaland stayed back so much. Flick on, good flick on there from Oscar Bob. Bob's the best player. I know Haaland scored the goal, but Bob's been the best player till now. He's created so many chances for Phil Foden. Brentford want the ball to be in the air as much as possible. So Oscar Bob gets the ball. Oscar Bob gets the ball. Ah, I think they'll check for that penalty thing, but Bob didn't appeal it. Donnarumma does extremely well. Wow, this is Gigi Donnarumma at his absolute best. Look at what Donnarumma's done there. Just get rid of the ball, my God. I think it's Igor Thiago who goes through. It's a mistake. It's a mistake there from Josko Guardiol. Igor Thiago goes through. Look at Gigi Donnarumma there. Look at his huge frame. Look at his absolute huge frame. Look at what he's doing. Wow. That is goalkeeping at his absolute best. Wow. Look at Donnarumma there. He saved our ass. He saved our ass there. It's the first touch of Brentford in the box. And they almost scored a goal with it. City looking shaky defensively there. We must focus. We must focus. We must concentrate. I don't know what that header was. That reminded me of Julian Lescott's header against QPR. When Lescott headed and who was the player who scored? Was it Jamie Mackey who scored? No, it wasn't Jamie Mackey. Jamie Mackey scored the second goal there. Was it Ba? No, it wasn't Demba Ba. But that was just shit from Josko Guardiol. What the hell was that? Defensively, we are looking very shaky, guys. That's a Brentford throw. Ederson ain't saving that. This is the problem now. That's a goal kick. Gautam says muscle injury has been reported for Rodri. But Gautam, how did you feel when Igor Thiago was running through on goal? How did you feel, Gautam, when Igor Thiago was running through on goal? That was a scary moment. That's a throw in for City. Yeah, Gautam, like we discussed, I think those sort of simultaneous injuries or something they're common when you're recovering from ACL. That's what I read in that athletic article. So very shaky defense. Absolutely very shaky defense. This is where I think Kusanov is so useful. At least he has some pace. This backline, maybe except Nunez, maybe Nico Riley a bit. Gautam says the same way Pep fell on his back when Son was through against Ortega. And in both the cases, when we were saved, the goalkeeper's not Edison. Gautam, point to be noted. If it was Edison today, it could have been a goal to Brentford. The same thing that day. If it was Edison, it could have been a goal for Son. I just think Oscar Bob should have passed it there. I mean, zero touches for Erling Haaland, I think, in this half, which is very bad. And already, I think, 7 minutes have gone. Erling Haaland needs to be played in more. It's a throw in for City again. But honestly, Gautam, that one goal changed the destiny. That one goal which Son scored, it changed the destiny of two clubs, right? Because I think if Son scores that, Spurs would have most probably gone to the Champions League, and seeing last season, they would have never ended up winning any trophy because obviously they can't win the Champions League. They would have finished 18th, I mean 16th, whatever they finished last time. Because Son didn't score that goal, we won the title, Premier League title, and Spurs won a title. It's only Arsenal without any titles. If Son would have scored that goal, Spurs would have to hear their noisy neighbors about the title all day long. I mean, Son is a legend for everyone except Arsenal fans because of that one goal that he didn't score. Foden needs to look up and find Haaland. Foden's just too slow. I don't know, Gautam. I'm not liking what Foden's doing in this match. He's been absolute shit. Absolute shit. Not taking any risks whatsoever. Taking zero risks. Gautam, this Edison can't even save shots from the opposition half. We would have lost that Arsenal game easily if Edison was there and not Donnarumma. Gautam says, I was surprised by his performance in UCL finals against Milan, especially the last corner, right? But that was a collective defensive performance in which not just our team players but players like Romelu Lukaku, were involved. I think we should even send a Champions League medal to Romelu Lukaku as well because he's helped us out defensively so much there in that game. Without him, it was impossible for us to win that day. Gautam says Foden is playing one exactly. I mean, there was a run Haaland was making, and Foden plays the back pass, side pass. What the bring on Ryan Sherky? I mean, every year Foden and the fans are crying out, play him central, and he goes on to put a shit performance like this. This is just getting on my nerve now. Looking at the Monaco performance and this, and Yasko Guardiola has decent pace, so it's not a problem at all. Oh, it's a throw in for City. Foden is playing Bernardo role. 7 years down, I think, but he's rolled on twice, and the referee, and it's good he's rolled on there because he pinches the ball. Ah, it's getting too much physical. Gautam says they're watching the stream now, so guys, bring on Sharky. And defense also, Gautam, I don't know, we are looking so loose. And there are no defenders as well. Kusano is not there. I don't know if you guys have been following Girona, and Girona won yesterday 2-1 against Valencia, and Victor Reis is starting every game there and it's looked good, to be honest. Victor Reis is starting every game there and is looked very, very solid. Gautam says they're putting pressure. Exactly, Gautam. And honestly, our defense ain't looking that great. Physicality, they're pushing everyone in a legal way, of course, and the defense just looks out of depth. We need to score the second goal, Gautam. We need to score the second goal. Otherwise, it's Monaco, it's Brighton all over again. We are not even able to get hold of the ball now. I think Pep needs to bring on. I don't know if Kovacic is on the bench, but Pep needs to bring him on. Sabinho there at once. Erling Haaland is through. Erling Haaland is through. Sabinho needed to hold on to that ball a little bit more. Sabinho just needed to hold that ball a little bit. But maybe Jeremy Doku and finish it off. Maybe Jeremy Doku and finish it off because I am not having a good feeling. We are physically getting out muscled. We're not able to get the ball. The ball is in the air most of the time. Gautam just bring me Doku and remove that villain Savini. Remove that villain. I read it as remove that villain. And I thought you were referring Savinho as, the old villain. Now it's a throw into the box. These long throws from Brentford. We must remember the score this way against Chelsea as well. Gautam just know he's the Arsenal version of Willian. I mean, the long throw again. I'm a bit terrified. They're taking so much time. The players are on Donnarumma. I mean, this is the problem when you just have a one goal lead. Again, it's a corner for Brentford now. My God. Gautam does his Arsenal version of, at least you compared him to the Arsenal version of Willian Gautam. Ah, it would have been. At least he's not the Arsenal version of Nicolas Pepe. Nicolas Pepe was, I think, one of the worst wingers Arsenal have ever purchased, and that was 70 million. It's Damsgaard with a corner which is a shit corner, to be honest. It's an absolute shit corner from Michael Damsgaard. Igar Thiago goes through on goal one on one. I just think Nico Riley covered a bit from the other side, but it's all on Donnarumma and how Donnarumma saves that. That's absolutely brilliant from Donnarumma. He's put himself in a position where he could go both ways, honestly. Wonderful from Donnarumma there. We are not regaining possession of the ball. Doesn't look so good. Nico Gonzalez. Oscar Bob's played very well, but idiot Phil Foden's just missing chances on chances. The freak has not got a single touch. The freak Haaland has not got a single touch of the ball in this half. What are we even doing with the best striker in the world at the moment? Not even giving him a single touch. It's a free kick to City. Are they making any substitutions? Please bring on Ryan Sherky. The game just looks so dull right now. Dull in the sense it's very tense. It's not dull in that sense, but it's very very tense. Savinho. Should have been a much better ball to be honest. I think Savinho needs to give more crosses. Haaland's heading ability has just improved so much. That's well pinched there by Oscar Bob. Phil Foden again playing that. Why is he not aggressive? I know there were not many options, but you have to be aggressive. You try to break the lines. Just passing back and back and back. Has Savinho signed a new deal because Pep thinks, did he find a new version of Jack Grealish in him? That is my fear. Phil. Reinders finds Haaland. Haaland should have just had a shot there instead of playing the ball to these idiots. Maybe Haaland should have tried to take a shot there. That's good from City. That's good from City. High press, get the ball high. The pressing is just improved in the last few minutes. Wins the ball high up, catch them. when Nico Gonzalez dived there, but we get the ball back. Erling Haaland. Should have just kicked it long there. GG Donnarumma. The referee's done well, to be honest. Brentford with the ball again. That's gone out anyway. I mean, whenever Brentford put that ball into the box, especially Jordan Henderson or Damsgaard, just worried there because anything could happen. It's the change for Brentford. Now, when will Pep Guardiola change? Don't know when will he change. Great save from GG Donnarumma there, showing Igor Thiago's thing. But Otaro Dango comes and is way more explosive. Damsgaard goes off, but Odango and Jensen come and both of them are very pacey. Our back line is not pacey. Wow. Well done, Josko Guardiola. Ducky B says boring city. Pep turns everyone into a system player and kills their flair. We are rebuilding. We're rebuilding. It's just a rebuilding phase. That's it. It's just a rebuilding phase. Pep doesn't turn everyone into a system player. By the way, there are players who are allowed to play with flair as well. I don't completely disagree with you, but I don't agree with you either because it's not everyone is a robot. Odango does very well, but the touch is just inside. Now the game is expanding. It's really expanding. Can we get Erling Haaland into a counter? Phil Foden. Oscar. I mean, there is a chance for a counter attack now. Not now, but it will be coming. Lucky B says, except Messi, Kevin De Bruyne. Have you seen, mate, how Kevin De Bruyne was allowed license to do whatever he wants to? Have you seen, mate, how David Silva was allowed the license to do whatever he wants to? Have you seen, mate, how Leroy Sané and Raheem Sterling would just dribble like hell, even though they lost the ball so many times? These all ain't system players. So these all ain't system players. So have you seen the attacks of Bayern Munich under Pep Guardiola? Lewandowski, Robin, and everyone. So not all are system players. That's why I said I do agree with you, but I don't agree with you completely. Rakibi says Sterling became a bit like the byline player. Sterling became a bit like the byline player. I don't agree with you, mate. Sterling was dribbling so aggressively. There was the season where Sterling got the second highest goals in the league or something like that. You don't get a 17, 18 goals just like that. Phil Foden in the season, I think 2 seasons back when we won the trophy when everyone was injured, Foden got around 17 goals that season. Foden was just allowed the entire freedom. So there are certain pieces, Pepsi's football players as chess pieces, and there are certain pieces that have the power of the queen in chess. Not everyone, but few pieces are more powerful than the others, and they're given the freedom. That's what he is, and you have to agree with him. 6 titles, 8 years. Whereas when you see other top clubs are hardly winning 1 or 2 titles, 20 years. Odango's looking Odango's looking very dangerous here. He's just running at City's defense. Why are we not going for the second goal? I just don't know. Yamalak is down for Brentford, but I just don't know why are we not going for the second goal. Rakibi says, I'm jumping off, but good luck, bro. I'm a Leeds fan, so I need Brentford to lose, lol. Just before, wait, Takibi, thank you for coming to the stream, but just before you go, can you please tell us about Callan Phillips? Since you're a Leeds fan, I'm asking because when we bought him, he was the best DM in the country, almost. He was in the top two DMs in the country, played for England the year before in the Euros as well. But after we bought him, how did he turn so shit? Any views that you want to give? How can one of the best DMs in the country in England turn into this? Lucky B says Bielsa elevated everyone in the team. True. I think the same thing Ducky B is now repeating with Nottingham Forest. Nuno Espirito Santos elevated everyone, and it's a false position they finished in because Nuno was so good. He beat Liverpool, he beat Arsenal, I think the year before, and suddenly Ange comes. I think it's been 6 matches in all competitions, and he can't even win one. Chris Wood can't even score in his last 6 games, and Chris Wood was in the top three Golden Boot race last season. So I think the same thing with Ange. I think what happened with Leeds and Bielsa, I think it's the same thing with Forest and Nuno Espirito Santos. Now I think Ange might get Forest relegated. I think that's the truth. Dougie B says, I just feel once he's not there, he lost some of his spark. Exactly. I think Bielsa just simplified the CDM role so much for Calvin Phillips, and I think Pep just complicated it a bit more, and Calvin Phillips was never able to understand that. Nakibi says Ange was a stupid call from Marinakis. Agree. It is such a stupid call. And that too, how can you bring a manager? It's almost like a team that Jose Mourinho has built and won the league. You give the same team to Pep Guardiola. He ain't gonna play shit with that. Savinho there, I just thought Savinho could almost go through there, but it's offside, right? Dakibi says, I'm still heartbroken we got rid of him. I have a picture of him in my living room. Marcelo Bielsa was just something else. I think Pep Guardiola as well. Pep Guardiola spoke so highly about Bielsa, telling that his early formative years were under Marcelo Bielsa, where he went there. I think when Bielsa was working in France or what, he went there and he learned under him. So in Bielsa, his attacking football is something else. There were matches, I think 5-4, 6-5. Whenever City played Leeds as well, it was always end to end. There was one match where we played almost there was no midfield. It was 4-0-4, something like that, 4-0-5, something like that, end to end. The matches were excellent against Bielsa. Dakib says Pep and Iraola are his disciples. And Iraola is just something else again. Can see that DNA there. Anyway, mate, Takibi, again, pleasure to have you on the stream and do drop by whenever you're free. Just do drop by for some good conversations like these. It was a great pleasure having you. Takibi says, I remember when we went down to 10 minutes to Dallas back 2 goals to win 2-1. Exactly. There were so many. There were so many instances like that under Marcelo Bielsa. And also after Bielsa was sacked, I think was it Sam Allardyce who came to you at one point. I don't remember when he came. So I mean, it was sad to see going from there to there. Dakibi says, have a nice day, mate. Same to you. Have a nice weekend. Have a nice weekend, mate. Bernardo Silva and Jeremy Doku come on. And Reinders goes off. This is very interesting. Tejani Reinders goes off and Oscar Bob goes off. This is very, very interesting. Which means, will Bernardo Silva sit in the middle and will Doku play on the right or left? Interesting tweaks from Pep Guardiola there. I'm interested to see the position that Nunez taking one for the team there. That's okay. Again, I mean, even Brentford. I mean, when Brentford get a free kick in their half as well, they're still kicking it long, forming the wall, and all of those things. It's a free kick to City. Is Pep just is Pep just looking to shut the game down? This is very very unlike Pep. This is very very unlike Pep. Doku's playing on the left, so it's Savinho who's been shifted to the right. Long ball again. It's a free kick again for City. We are struggling with the long balls. There's no question about it. We are struggling here with the long balls. There's absolutely no question about it. Brentford are pressing very very high now. I think Ryan Serki is needed in this game. Phil Foden as well has to pass back. Probably there's no way he's gonna cross it from there. I think one more goal. I think one more goal we can sit back. One more goal, guys. That's a throw in for City, but Semenyo needs to produce something here. He's been okay. He's not been blistering excellent or something, but he's been okay. I don't know how it went from a City throw in to a Brentford throw in. Whenever Guardiola is hitting the ball, I'm always remembering that Iker Thiago moment. Bernardo Silva is so much better in the midfield. I only hate Bernardo Silva when Pep plays him in that right wing. It's so useless. Just passing the ball back. Nunez, Bernardo Silva. He's occupying. Am I saying it correctly? Why is Bernardo Silva playing as a third man and a back three defense? Jeremy Doku does extremely well, but his touch is so bad that it takes it to a Brentford player. Brentford are on the attack now. This is not looking good for City. We are backing off. Doku! It goes above everyone. Don't touch the ball. Let it go out! Who is that idiot who's touched the ball? Erling Haaland gets onto it. We can't manage it 1-0. Bernardo Silva have to go for the second, guys. You have to go for the second. Cannot manage it with this defense. Jeremy Doku should have just driven with the ball, but okay decision. Not such a bad decision because City get respite, City get a throw in, but very tense. This is absolutely tense. Why are we playing for a 1-0? This thing, I don't know. We need to score that second goal. United almost scored 2 goals against Brentford, so Chelsea scored 2 goals. What's happened there? Who gets the yellow card? I mean, it's a foul throw from Nico Riley, I think. Rodri is also managing the game there. Josko Guardiola went in on Odango there. It's a yellow card for Odango. Well done, ref. Let's see the incident now. Josko Guardiola on Odango. That's not a foul. That's so soft. Do they want football to be a non-contact sport or what? That's not a foul. That's just that's just not a foul. The ball's just in the air, that's all. It's absolutely in the air, and that's all. This is absolutely tense. The game just seems to have been 2 hours long already. Nico O'Reilly. It's a goal kick for Brentford, but Haaland's hardly had 2 touches. Is it in this half? I don't remember him having any more touches. It must be so physically taxing defending against Erling Haaland. think Doku should have just passed it off. It's a throw in for Brentford now. This game is just getting tensed and tensed. It's going to be a long throw in now from Brentford. Nathan Collins is up there. It's going to be an absolutely long throw in. I mean, I'm Nathan Collins and I've kept him on subs bench. At least if I knew it would be 1-0, he would at least get defensive contributions in this game. DEFCON points, but look at that long throw in. Ah, well cleared. It's this long, I mean, more than corners for me. That's it's not gone out as well. Nothing going our way. We are not able to control the ball. This is pingy pingy volleyball. What is this happening there? The ball's more in the air. It's just volleyball that is happening. In the air, in the air, in the air. Foden should have honestly finished it off right now. Game's not in anyone's control. The ball's in the air, which suits Brentford to be honest more than us. Though we are also built to contend for that, but this is where Donnarumma earns his money in matches like these. But that should have been defended much better. O'Reilly does extremely well. Foden does well. Switch it. Yes. Now there is space. Yes. Come on. Go. Keep some possession. Savinho is driving. There's no one even interested to get into the box right now. What the hell? Miss the days of Grealish and Haaland here. That was a mistake from Donnarumma, and that ball could have bloody gone anywhere. It would have been so funny if it went into his own net. I mean, at least not funny for us City fans. At least, how is that not even a foul? I don't know. And it's a Brentford corner as well. Now, what the hell? Ah! Due to that mistake from Donnarumma, it's a corner as well. Please, Donna, save us. You committed the mistake, save us. It's 90th minute. Please save us here. That's very well done by Josko Guardiola, commanding header. Gautam says 1-0 never safe. It's not safe even inside a safe. Gautam, I mean, I just don't know why we are not going for the second goal. I just don't understand. Against Arsenal as well, it was the same thing. Now it's another other long throw from Brentford. Gautam, I don't think we're seeing football here. Long throws. Is Brentford even playing football? Long throws, corners. That's what it seems they'll get their goals from. Not from playing with the ball. They're just like a mini version of Arsenal. Gautam, bring in your defensive bliss. Gautam, we need your defensive bliss. We need your defensive bliss, Gautam. We absolutely need your defensive bliss. Volleyball. It's sky ball. Gautam, it's sky ball. Sky volleyball. Skyly ball. Half of, not half, but I think by the time the substitutions are over and all, I think half of the added time will be up. 2 more minutes. This is where we miss. This is where we miss Jack Grealish and Erling Haaland's combination. We're almost. Gautam, bring in your defensive bliss. Bring in your defensive bliss, Gautam. Bring in your defensive bliss. This is extremely tense. That's a throw in for City. Very well done. Come on, waste time. Come on. It's almost like we are watching defensive bliss. I hope we get the defensive bliss. Yes, after a long time, defensive bliss unlocked. It's a Brentford throw again. And bloody, they're gonna throw long even from there as well. What the fuck, man? Against Arsenal, Gautam, we didn't have your defensive bliss. But right now, may the defensive bliss come together. The only advantage we have is it's an anti-climax to that. The keeper will maybe launch it in now, but release the ball. It's a Brentford throw again. 60 seconds, Gautam, 60 seconds. 50 seconds. Literally, we are count. If I had the chance, I just want to put a timer in there. Countdown 60, 50, 40. Just get a throw in now for us, in fact. That's very well done by Ruben Diaz. Last ditch challenge. Otherwise, that Brentford attacker was through. It's a throw in for City. Woo! Well done. 20 seconds. 20 seconds. 20 seconds. 15 seconds. I never thought I'll count it like this watching a Pep Guardiola team. 10 seconds. It's a Brentford free kick now. The added time of 4 minutes is up. When will the referee blow the whistle? My God, what are we even watching? It's 30 minutes past. What the hell was that from Donnarumma? It's a free kick for City. JSK's Phil Foden was trusted. That is the unanimous opinion of everyone, JSK. And it's the full time vessel. We have won it 1-0. What tense match is that? If there was a BP patient watching it, I can't even understand how many BP apparatus would have just burst out. Phil Foden was extremely shit. It was garbage shit today. Foden should have finished this match 3-0, 4-0, 2-0 in the worst case scenario. Foden was extremely shit. That's a unanimous opinion of everyone on the stream, and I'm sure on social media, if you go as well, it will be the same with everyone. Wow. Gautam says we won, we drew last season at the same fixture 2-2. I know, and it's not. I just don't know, Gautam. How did we win this? Clearly, it was volleyball going on. Brentford with it was volleyball going on. Brentford with those long throws, corner kicks. Even Igor Thiago, clean sheet for Donnarumma, clean sheet for Donnarumma. When Igor Thiago was racing through, this is a classic, I will be delighted if you win a knockout away game in the Champions League like this. Your striker scores early, your goalkeeper saves your ass, and you're out 1-0. That, though it's against Brentford and we should have done much better, but clearly the world's best striker, Erling Haaland, gets your goal. The world's best goalkeeper, Donnarumma, saves your ass, and you won the game, and you win the game. Wow, you won the game because you had two of the world's best in Haaland and Donnarumma in their positions. That's all. This was not on tactics. And Phil Foden, my God, was utter shit. Gautam says Pep has won 250 wins in PL in 349 matches. Fastest ever, yes, they've shown. I think second was Alex Ferguson in 420 matches, or so he could have reached it even faster if he did not have that ass of a season last season. But honestly, the thing is, why did Phil Foden just have two touches in the second half? I think in this entire match, Phil Foden's had what? Apart from, including the goal, he's had four touches. He's had three touches in the box, I think, including the goal. Phil Foden, sorry, Erling Haaland. Look at Phil Foden there again, hugging Erling Haaland. It was utter shit from you, mate, Phil. It was utter garbage shit from you. You should do better. Those shots, what were those shots? They were easy shots. Bayaj says Haaland carrying us this season and Donna saved Yosko's sloppy ass. That reminded me of Julian Lescott Bayaji when Julian Lescott had headed it in the 11-12 season which we win in that Aguero minute. Kalam says just look at Erling. The fans absolutely love him, especially the away fans. Uh, when he went when that Arsenal game after that Arsenal game as well, he did the same thing, and here as well. I think the fans gifted him something after the Arsenal game here as well when he scored the goal. The fans are just in love with him. We are in love with him more than ever. But again, I think this was a game. I just don't know why he didn't bring on Ryan Sharkey. I don't know why he didn't bring on Ryan Sharkey because Oscar Bob was just whooping their asses with his dribbles and all. He was opening everything up and giving it to Foden, and Phil Foden was playing absolute garbage. If there was someone who should have been substituted, bring off Phil Foden, bring in Ryan Sharkey, or even a Kovacic. Was it so difficult? Was it so difficult? Look at the points table. Arsenal 16 points. We are in 13 points. If we would have held on in that Arsenal game, we would have been top of the table right now. Because the goal difference is more than Liverpool, of course, and Liverpool, of course. We would have honestly been top of the table. That one Arsenal game, or the Spurs game, or the Bright, we could have easily been top. Bayaji says Foden was unrecognizable. Not a single through pass to Haaland all game. Jack shit. Even the shoots, Bayaji, he had three great shooting opportunities and he did not even test the keeper well. That is what is our concern. Have the shots, keeper make saves. See, Reinders at least tested the keeper. He was also not good, but not as bad as Foden because whenever he got the chance, except once or twice, he tested the keeper saved it. That is fine. But Phil Foden did not attempt a through pass. Phil Foden did not attempt a dribble. He did not shoot well. He had 3-4 chances. I think 2 seasons back, before last season's injury, the season before when he won the title for us, I think Phil Foden absolutely nets a hat trick from those chances that is had. Absolutely bad. I think I would rate it one with for Phil Foden's performance. Bayaji says why Pep went five at the back at 3-0 score versus United, but but today didn't. That's I think Bayaji today Pep was caught. I don't think he was caught in two minds anyway. He wanted to protect the lead, but But I just think Pep bringing on Bernardo Silva in itself was, I mean, Pep playing Bernardo Silva and Savinho both on the right hand side at several times. There were moments when Bernardo Silva slotted in as a centre back, three at the back. There were times when Nunez went into the midfield. Bernardo played as a right wing back slash right back. I think that is six at the back. If you put Bernardo Silva in there, it's six at the back because all he does is boring passing. I mean, to answer your question, I just don't know, Bayaji. And another reason for that could be the non-availability of centre backs. Is John Stones fit enough? There was some news regarding Ake's fitness as well. John Stones fit enough? Is Ake fit enough? Kusano is obviously not there. I think the straight answer is there are no centre backs. John Stones is not fit enough to play, it seems. Natanake is having a slight niggle or something. There was some news about that, though I'm not sure. Because I'm surprised that they didn't bring in Natanake. Natanake is very good in the air and he can deal with these. That was interesting. I just think we don't have any centre backs left. Stones and Ake are injured. I think that is the simple reason for it. I'm just thinking about Foden's position. What is Foden's best position? I think Foden's best position is right. I think right wing cutting in the middle. I think probably with Ryan Sherky playing in, but Foden on the right hand side, right wing cutting inside. That is his best position. I think because that opens up his left foot. Because playing centrally, I think teams are closing him down more than ever compared to 2 seasons back, and he's just not getting the chance to open his left foot. So I think right wing cutting inside, but then it would be incredibly unfair and Oscar. But for me, if I have to choose the man of the match, for me it's obviously yes Haaland scored the goal, Donnarumma saved our ass. But for me, it's gonna be Oscar Bob. Just look at the dribbles is completed. There were four Brentford defenders on him, and two defenders are on Bernardo Silva. They double up on him. Bernardo Silva passes back. When they double up on Savinho passes back. When they double up on Doku tries to go, but Doku finds it difficult. Doku finds it difficult when they double up on him. That's the truth. He doesn't always manage to dribble through two people. But Oscar Bob, he manages to dribble through four people. His close control inside the box. Dare I compare this? Most people will not like it, but the close control of Oscar Bob is extremely similar to Lionel Messi. Since Lionel Messi, I have not seen someone with as much close control. Other aspects, Messi might be superior, but just that aspect of close control, I have not seen another player similar to Lionel Messi like having as much close control as Oscar Bob. Oscar Bob is the closest I've seen after a long, long time. Having so much close control. Wow, his close control was extraordinary. Bayaji says odd day, Foden, Cam, even day, inverted winger, confusing everyone. Bayaji says Bob did make things happen unlike Savio. Very disappointing, zero impact. And Bob created chances as well. Bayaji created chances to Foden, created chances to Reinders. You remove Bob from the right wing and you put Bernardo Silva in there. It was the same boring match as Monaco. What was the difference between this match and the Monaco match? Oscar Bob was creating things. That is the only difference. Oscar Bob was absolutely brilliant. I mean, I don't think Foden's position is the camp, especially at. He. How many times have you seen Foden play those through passes? He played against Napoli, a good outside of the boot pass, but it's not natural to him. I think Ryan Sherky. And also the advantage with Ryan Sherky is he's both footed. Thierry Henry says he hasn't seen someone dribble with 2 foot as much as quick as Ryan Sherky. And Ryan Sherky last season in France, he's got half of his goals with the right foot and half of his goals with the left foot, which tells you how two-footed he is. And when you're two-footed and when you play centrally, you can go both ways. Unlike Phil Foden, you do not have a weaker foot. I think the cam position is gift to wrapped for Ryan Sherky. Phil Foden needs to rotate with Oscar Bob. I'm sorry. Yes, people say that Phil Foden will leave City if you don't give him chances. I've seen people say that Phil Foden will leave City if he's not given those chances. Phil Foden needs to be played centrally, right? But he's not a is not a central player. Is Peppa fool? to not play him centrally as much. He's done well in one season, but the Premier League managers have read him. They're not giving him so much space to unleash rockets on his left foot. The one season Foden's done well, he unleashed so many rockets on his left foot. If you see, the managers are not giving him that space. They're closing down on a stronger foot, and defenders are showing him on the side of his weaker foot. And he cannot play the through pass. And he absolutely cannot play the through pass. I mean, is Pepper fool that since what it's been 8 years and is not and is realized just now that Foden can play centrally? He's not. I think he's seen that Phil Foden. There are still elements that Phil Foden lacks to play centrally. To be honest, Ryan Sharkey centrally and Phil Foden fights for that right wing spot. If you ask me, Gautam says Savio has some goals in Premier League. Has same goals in Premier League as Estavio and Estevao. And guess how many games Estevao played? But Gautam, I think Savio had 9 assists last season in the Premier League itself. So I think he's been our highest assist creator in the Premier League itself. So and also I think the difference between Esteban and Savio is I'll agree with you. His shooting has been shit and all, but one thing still strikes me. That's why I mean, one thing still strikes me. That's why I have that belief in Sabio. He's carried Girona from a relegation team to competing for the title. I think they finished third or fourth in La Liga that season, and they were in the title race till April, till the last 2 3 matches. They defeated Barcelona twice. They defeated teams like Valencia. They defeated Atletico Madrid once, I think. So Estevao was the best player in La Liga that season after Jude Bellingham. He was the second best player. He had the highest number of man of the match awards. He had the highest assists after Jude Bellingham. He had the highest goal involvements, more than Jude Bellingham that season. Playing on the left wing, hugging the touchline in a team like Girona. So I think for me that is where Estevao has proved he carried an entire team on his own, and a league that is well in the top five leagues, La Liga, and it's not a straightforward league as well, Spanish league. So I think that is, and that too, he's done everything at 18. So that's my belief about Sabio. And also, last season is probably not the best time to judge him because we have had so many injuries. We have played shit, and still he's got 9 assists in the Premier League. Guess how many assists Phil Foden got last season? So in your first season, guess how many assists Riyad Mahrez got in his first season? Not even five, I think, in his first season. So I just think we little bit more patience with Savio till the end of the season, because in that City team he's got 9 assists. In that team he's got 9 assists last season in the Premier League itself, Savio. So, and they say his crossing is actually wonderful, which we have not seen, but I've seen in that Girona season. I followed Girona entirely that season 2 years back. I think we discussed about Savio in February, March here 2 years back that we could sign him and all. So that's why I have a little bit of soft corner towards Savio. You guys know. But I know everyone has their opinion, but just a little bit time. That's what I'm asking. Maybe after the season, I might look at it and change my opinion about Savio. Bayaji says, what was Dona doing in that kick ricochet of? I mean, I just don't understand. Maybe I thought it was a foul. Gautam says Estevao is 18, mate, even younger than Savio. So people claiming Savio as a speak yet to come think what Estevao would do. I think Savio himself is 21. I think, right? If I'm not wrong. Savio had just turned 21. I think 3 months back. I think 4 5 months back in April. So, but essentially, what Estevao at 18 had done is doing at Chelsea. Savio had already done that at Girona. At 18, Savio carried a team from relegation to fighting for the title. Savio was the best player behind Jude Bellingham. That's what I'm telling. At 18, Savio did that. So that's what I'm asking. Maybe there might be some talent hidden there. That's why I say give him more chances. We'll see him at the end of the season because yes, Esteva at 18 is doing this, but Savio at 18 did that in Girona as well. Carried an entire team, highest man of the match awards, highest goal involvements, more than Jude Bellingham as his goals combined. So that's my thing. Bayer says Esteva positioning in the box is perfect. Savio can learn that from Sterling, who was the master in the box, always lurking around far post for easy tap-ins. Savio never looks in those positions. But Bayaji, I think, but Bayaji, don't you think it's the instructions from Pep Guardiola? The instructions from Pep Guardiola are to hug the touchline, I think, mostly for Savio because you've seen Jack Grealish always hug the touchline for City on the left hand side. And for Everton today, if you see, he's is getting into the box, is playing narrow because he's having a fullback who can overlap. But for us, it's Nico Riley who's underlapping, and Savio is a high end wide. I think if you bring Estevao into this system, I think Estevao will be asked to hug the touchline and your fullback will be asked to go inside. I mean that's the problem we have been having with Pep system. How many times we've been telling that allow your winger to cut in and fullback to get inside. I don't know why Pep is doing that. Even in the games when he's allowed Doku to come in, he's done well. But whenever Doku has been hugging the touchline, like against Monaco, you could see Doku was hugging the touchline more, and no impact. Absolutely, I think it's on Pep Guardiola as well. To be honest, as Savio doesn't have the license as yet to hug the touchline. That's the only thing. Gautam says this season also, mate. I don't think Savio has it to make it to the level of City, but maybe I think we can give him one more year. That's what I said. We can make him. Uh, we can give him one more year because last season was not good. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. That's the only thing. Otherwise, maybe I'll change my opinion on Savio. But one more year. That's all. Baya says Bob outperforming Savio. I mean, Bob is outperforming bloody everyone. Bob is outperforming Foden, Bernardo, Savio, maybe except Doku, and in this match has outperformed Doku as well. Baya says even Doku could have scored 2 to 3 goals had he been better on second balls from corners and hadn't taken an extra touch. It's interesting to see how he'll manage the minutes of Savio and Doku because both preferred wing is the left wing, but I mean Savio's strength is crosses. Savio's strength is crossing, and we have Erling Haaland. I do not think we have any other winger with us who can play crosses except Savio. So at the end, Savio's strength is crossing. I've seen him in Girona. So we'll actually look at it, and also with regards to Estevao, the thing is when young players come into the Premier League, it takes time for managers to and teams to figure them out. And I think it will be interesting to see how people, if Estevao continues to play at Chelsea next season as well, it will be interesting to see how manager what does he do when they double up on him and all of those things. That will also be interesting to see. But great discussion again, great discussion with the Savio thing again. We'll see with the Savio thing. We'll see how it goes. But I somehow have that gut feeling that he can rise to the level of City. He can rise to our level. That is the thing. He has it in him, but let's give him a chance of one more year and then we'll see. Anyway, guys, again, great conversation. Fantastic to watch this match with you all. Bayaji, Gautam, Kandanya, and JSK. Uh, and we also had Daki B today, who's a new fan here. So thanks all of you again for joining me. It was such a tense match again. Always pleasure watching tense matches with you, with you guys. I remember last season, I think 2 seasons before, I think it was Rodri sent off on a red card with Morgan Gibbs White, and we were 1-0 up, and with 10 men we were defending right from 20 minutes, 30 minutes on, and that match was so tense, and today's match again reminded me of that match, to be honest. Again, today's match reminded me of that match. Again, always a pleasure watching with you guys. Just enjoyed the entire match, and also, as always, great conversations with you all guys. Thank you guys, and take